Hi and welcome back to my town. Sorry it's been a while with this update. It's just started raining on my town. Oh no. So anyway, I might turn that off. No, why not? It adds a bit of ambiance. I'm going to press pause here and have a look at the few issues we've got. Okay, so what we're finding here is that this is filling up and it's not really being used. There's now enough cargo on this in this area for the AI to have started to build stuff, and it has built some stuff, but once you start filling up the second, if it's a 4x4 block, once it starts filling the second up and it's not being used, it normally means it's something stopping the AI, and it's a gameplay issue. It's something you need to sort out yourself. It's part of the game. There's plenty here to be taken, so we can let them fill up, and that's fine. And a similar situation here, there is something stopping the AI from using this. There's plenty here for it to use, and what it is the other parts of the infrastructure which we're pretty much ignoring, so we need to sort those out pretty quickly. And what I'm going to do this episode is set up a bus route. And bus routes are small. If you think of trains really doing the big picture, and they're much better at taking large amounts of cargo, large amounts of passengers over long distances, bus routes are really good for those little small commuter routes. The trouble is the AI does tend to build roads, and you set up a bus route and you go through the timetable assistant, and then the AI sort of messes it up for you. So there are ways around that, and I'm going to go through today a very quick road building and bus route setup. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to build some road, and I'm going to stick it here. And I'm going to fix that, and then I'm going to build a where are we? Bus stop. And I'm going to build a terminal. Now there's a reason for doing this. And the reason for doing this is because you get to control. No, I'm not going to build a terminal. That's completely wrong. I'm going to build a yeah, there we are. This one. And the reason I'm going to build this one here, if you have a look at it, the bus turns around and goes back when it comes up this one, and the AI doesn't tag on and start sending it into other places. So unless if you're very unlucky and the AI just builds a little bit of road off here, this spur, as long as the bus turns left at this junction, it will go up here, reach this one, and then it will always come back that way, and you can always get it turned right on that junction. What the AI can't do is start building road that leads on from here. The bus ends up not taking this turning and ended up wandering off into some other sort of AI built road structure. So it's a way of preventing that from happening. Now the other issue I've got, and it's not so bad here, is that a bus stopped prevents other traffic from passing unless you build the right sort of bus stop. So and while the housing isn't too dense, I'm going to show you that sort of bus stop. So we're going to go back to station, bus stops. You see these pull-in bus stops here, so you can see the road widens to allow the bus stop, as opposed to this one where the road is straight. Now the difference here is quite profound. Any vehicle coming along behind a bus on this one can just drive past it. Any vehicle coming behind a bus, this one has to stop behind it. Now that's not an issue if your buses are continually running, but if you later on in the game you start getting a bit cute and you say, I want a bus to pick up from residential at 8 o'clock in the morning and then go to the commercial area and wait until 6 in the evening and bring them home, it might be stuck in the commercial area for 3 or 4 hours. Other buses, other lorries will just then queue up behind it and not be able to pass. You need to be able to put the pull-in one, or you can use a terminal or something else. So you need to carefully now to do that. Now the thing is with this one as well, as you can see, it eats back into the surrounding area. Because it's not flush with the road, it eats back. So look what happens when I try and put it here. See how it's red? Oops. It's red. You can put it, but it will demolish that building on the left. I can put it here and it's not going to demolish anything. Now these are the best ones to use. So I'm going to put a couple of these down along this route. And I'm going to encourage, if I can, some growth along this route. Now, here you see I'm in trouble. I've got nowhere I can put one of these without demolishing. Oh, I have. There's one there. I can put one there. Right. So it isn't just a case of plonking down any old bus stop anywhere. You need to be pretty careful. Now, this area, you see that's going to demolish that. There's a block here that I want to go around. If you have a look here, there's if I come out of this now, so I've placed those, there's a little block. So if I have the bus starting at that that depot sort of thing, the junction, the spur, let's call it a spur, the spur I put up here, right back up here, way right back, there we are. It comes along here and it whizzes round, let's move out of it, goes along, it pulls in there, because hopefully encouraging growth in this area, and it'll encourage growth in this area, and here that's quite close. But here that I'm going to struggle to have a proper station, a proper bus stop, and I'm going to have non-pull-in ones unless I want to demolish some of these buildings, which is going to cost money and actually retard the development that's already happening, so I need to be quite careful. So I'm going to go back to station list. I'm going to have a couple of roadside ones, and when I plan later on to pick up and drop off, I can't have the bus stopping for any length of time of here. It's just going to have to carry straight on. Pop back to pull-in, and here I can actually have a pull-in again because there's space, and here can I have a pull-in? Yeah, that's fine, and I can probably have a pull-in there. Okay, that's fantastic. So I've got quite a big network there. That's quite a lot for a bus to do, and it's going to take more than one bus. So I'm just going to set up one bus for today. And if I go there and check I actually have do I have a bus? Anything not there? Yeah, that sightseeing bus isn't yet on the. I'm not going to actually use a sightseeing bus. I'm going to buy a decent sized bus. Click buy, and let's have a commuter bus, interurban bus. I like the look of that. Oh yeah, that's big. Let's have that. Let's have that one. I'm buying two. Oh, it is the same. They're called interurban, but they are big, great stuff. I want big buses because this is going to be quite a long route. And I'm going to take the first one, place it. You really could buy these one at a time, but I'm going to be using all of these three in pretty quick succession, so it's not really too bad. Place it there. And then clicking off, I'm going to go to Timetable Assistant. Okay. Now, Timetable Assistant for a route like this, if you go on normal speed, it's going to take quite a bit of time to get around it. This is bus stop 0017, sweet as a nut, if you pardon my colloquialism. So there we go. So I'm going to open all this up so we can see all the different bits and bobs. Now, I might be setting different departure times, whether it's a pass-through, different individual departures, getting cute with whether it's a seasonal bus, whether it runs all days of the weeks and all that kind of stuff later on. But for now, I'm just going to let it start, and I'm going to run it like this triple speed setting. Okay, and I need to take that off, yeah, because you can set it using that menu, or you can set it using the Timetable Assistant. It doesn't let you do it both at once. So off it goes. Right, every junction it comes to, you have a decision to make. Now you can either click on the arrow. No, you can't anymore. No, I'm going to click right. That's right, and the arrow goes right. And once you finish making your decision what you want the bus to do at each junction, you then just click on the cross. Now, I mentioned it in the tutorials that each junction is its own entity. So each entrance to a junction, I should say, is its own entity. So this junction here is actually three different decisions depending on which direction the bus is arriving from, and each one can be set independently. So it says when this bus 04 arrives from here, let's call this the south, it is roughly south, it will go right. You can set different decisions depending on which of these junctions it arrives at. It goes right, whizzes round. I'm going to say it's going, it wouldn't normally go this quick. I've got this going at triple speed just to speed this process up. Oh, it's cleared up, the weather's got nice, so that's good. Okay, now the default action when it arrives at a bus stop, which is just arriving at a pull-in, if you look what it normally would do, you can have getting on and off, boarding, just alighting, doing nothing, all the usual things about which days of the week that I just mentioned. But the normal thing to do is just stop to pick up and get on and off, let passengers on and off, and then move on. That's the normal thing. So if you just click that off, it'll just take the default action, which is pick up and drop off and then move on, which is what I'm going to do for all the bus stops now. And same here. Great stuff, isn't it? And it's going to go past the factory. Come on, guys, get making some more stuff. And again here. Right, we're heading towards that block now. I think that might be the last bus stop before the block. Okay, I want it to go straight on, and it's already set for straight on, so I'm happy with that. Happy with that. See, now nothing could get past that. If it was waiting at this bus stop for any length of time, nothing would be able to get past because it's not a pull-in bus stop. Right, now I want it to go right here, so I'm going to click on that, click right. See the blue arrow changes anyway to show you what you're doing. Off it goes, it's going to go right. And now I want it to go right again. I want it to describe the full block. There we go. Now what this is doing, it's encouraging growth on a smaller scale in this area. It's getting stuff going. And again there. And then we're just about finished the block. We've done this pretty quick. I'm going to want it to go left. So it's coming to it's been to this junction area before. It came from, let's call this the west, because that's sort of the aspect I've got the screen. And when it came from this, it went straight on. But now it's coming from the south. We want it to go left. And that's fine. It doesn't alter what happened when it came that way. Next time it comes from that direction, it will follow the set of rules for coming from that direction. And off it goes. And it's going to do all the usual stuff. It's now making its way back to the depot. It's on the final leg. What was there? 3 or 4 more bus stops to go. God, it's going to start raining again. Or is it getting dark? No, it's snowing now. Oh, it is December. Fair enough. We had quite a mild December here in the UK. Oh, there's the train just whizzing past. Okay, off it goes. Yeah. And it's going to come to the depot in a moment. I think there's one more bus stop, and then we've completed the whole route. And what I'm going to do when I've done this, I'm going to set a bus to go the other way round that. Okay. So again, when it came here last time, it came from the south and went right. It's now going to. I'm mixing up my souths and my relative and my absolute directions here, but never mind. Now it's going to go left. Now once it's done this, it's actually back to where it started. And once it's done that, you've set everything you need to set. You can close the timetable assistant, and the bus will continue that indefinitely all on its own. So that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do, probably off camera, because it's not going to be the most interesting thing for you guys to watch, is do the same thing for a bus that follows the same route, is offset by time by about half a journey's width, but then goes around this block. That one went round clockwise, the next one's going to go around anti-clockwise. And then that's the end. That'll be the end for this Let's Play, and we'll pop back later on for the next one and work out how we're going to raise some cash to really fill in the infrastructure here. Okay, see you guys later.